us on the ATL.
Hello and welcome back to Focus Atlanta. In our last segment, we're going to close out the show with some statistics about college students and their sexual habits. Okay, so for the parents who are out there watching, if you've been wondering what they're doing in college, this might give you a little heads up. And for those of you about to go to college, you might want to hear this too. I am here with Amanda Brown. Amanda, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Well, tell me what OKCupid did here.
OKCupid.com is the nation's largest free online dating site.
Oh, okay.
They have over 2 million users each month. So they posted a survey for college students to find out their answers to a lot of sexual questions.
So I hear from the survey that blondes really don't have more fun.
No, that's a myth.
Okay.
Totally a myth. Redheads actually have more fun.
Okay, they're a little
With
less
that-
inhibited apparently.
Exactly. With that fiery attitude comes a lot of confidence. So they are very confident in bed, to the fact that they not only think that they are better in bed, they know they are better in bed.
Okay, and
Yes.
for parents who have just given permission to have that first tattoo, there's something they might want to know too.
Yes, they might, and I think a lot of parents don't really give permission.
Right.
They just, the kids come back for Thanksgiving break and all of a sudden there's tattoos all over
Right.
them. But yes, the parents should be scared because those students are twice as likely to have to be tested for sexually transmitted diseases.
Oh, boy.
And are also twice as likely to have had to take a pregnancy test.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so on this, on the topic, when you're on a website, do these students typically tell more of the truth than they would in other kind of surveys, do you think?
I think with this survey, and OKCupid does surveys all the time. They're just a lot of fun. A lot of people come to the site basically just to take the surveys. Just because they're so fun and interactive and trendy. I mean, it helps us keep up to date with what's happening out there in the dating world.
Okay.
So, and with the survey, the college students are much more open. I mean, how often are they going to go home and talk to their parents about this?
Not going to happen.
But something that, you're not really put in your face to the answer, you're much more open and honest about what you're going to say.
Now, did it go into any things about drug and alcohol and sex, or how often do you pass out and have sex?
Yes, it asked about that, and the vegetarians of the world and the redheads of the world have a tendency to drink heavily.
Oh.
Yes, so usually about once a month they're going to pass out.
Really?
Yeah.
So they're not eating meat, but they're
not
partaking
eating
of
the
the keg, huh?
But they probably should say no to the drinks just as often as they say no to the meat.
Very interesting, very interesting. Now, Amanda, you yourself personally have also got a nice game out, Playing the Field, that'll help you start some conversations in relationships?
Yes, this is basically your best friend that you take on a date with you.
Okay.
Those questions that you've always wanted to ask when you're out dating, this is your girlfriend or your sister or your mom that's sitting there on a deck of cards with a question that you normally wouldn't think to ask.
Oh, Amanda, you can't ask those questions on a date.
Oh, yes, you can. I mean, it's really simple. You pull it out of your purse because it's small little decks.
Okay.
And it gives you the chance to ask some of those really, questions across the board.
Okay.
And that's one of the great things about OKCupid.com because they also allow you, when you're going on to set up your free site,
right.
you can pick out which questions you want to ask. So it kind of gives you that chance
Inside,
online
yeah.
to do the make it or break it questions.
Okay. Because I'm sure being online for some are still kind of tenuous. It's like, whoa, I don't know if I really want to.
Yeah, a lot of people are still, oh, should I do the online dating or not? Because, you hear a lot of stories.
Horror stories.
Yeah, horror stories. So this allows you to have the questions to take with you out on a date so that you can ask these questions because a lot of us have brain freeze that occurs and, we want to really know certain things. And it's not always, the what do you do for a living, how much money do you make. You've got to have the chance to open up and tell stories to each other because you're going to learn a lot when you start telling stories.
Excellent. Well, how do we get the game?
The game can be found at playingthefieldgame.com.
Okay. So
It
it's
is
already
online.
available.
Yes.
And shoot me a question.
A question.
Not that I'm going to answer it. I just want to know what the questions are.
Okay, what are your favorite movies?
That's a good question. You can tell a lot about people by their favorite
Yeah,
movie.
I mean, if all they want to watch are the blood and gore and you're the, When Harry Met Sally type.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're going to have a hard time with that.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Amanda, for coming on the show. Real quick, give that website one more time.
Playingthefieldgame.com.
Okay.
And then you can also go to OKCupid.com.
You can also go to OKCupid.com. And I don't know, some of you parents might not want to go, but some of you college students might want to go. It seems like a fun thing to do. Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of Focus Atlanta. Please stay tuned every week here on CW69. I'm Keisha Lancelin, shooting at the Art Institute of Atlanta.
As the southern sun, our creativity and hospitality. Now it's time to focus on the ATL.